Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Meat and Potatoes podcast show. I guess now.
I guess so. It's nice. It's nice being able to see my own mug wearing a hat this time, so no one can see my bald spot.
Oh, you look beautiful, Keeper. You look so beautiful.
That's only what people say with full head of hair.
Hey, bald men look very masculine to me.
Not when they have hair on top. They just look weird.
All right. So today we're
Yes.
actually going to be a little structured today, unlike last time.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have articles and news to go over with you. This one is actually a little bit old, but as we are technically YouTubers now, and I've been doing YouTube for a long time, this one kind of is important to me. YouTube is now showing ads on all non-monetized channels.
Yeah.
How do we feel about this? Like, I don't know how to feel.
Well, I don't know if it's something we'll be able to talk about much later on, but as far as just YouTube in itself, gosh, how can I put it? YouTube is really I don't like YouTube after it really showed its true colors, because, one, there's no denying that conservative, conservative accounts are attacked, demonetized immediately, have to basically fight to get the monetization back, and sometimes they just get straight up shut down.
They will argue it, though, 100%. They will argue that that's not the case.
So what's the case then? Is it the hate speech stuff? The every time they go off, they go outside community standards. Meanwhile, other YouTubers are doing that and blatantly getting away with it.
So what I learned, basically, I kind of figured this out from watching the interview with Tim Pool and Jack Dorsey and Joe Rogan, and Jack Dorsey's like head of PR relations. I kind of just realized from just the way they talked, they don't realize that people disagree with them on certain things. They don't, it literally baffled them that people have different opinions on things. And that people with different opinions, they just kind of thought were bigoted people or just hate speech.
So that's how Jack Dorsey is?
That's the vibe I got from that interview. If you guys haven't watched him, it's a Joe Rogan episode. I don't think you can watch it on YouTube anymore because I think all his episodes are kind of deleted off YouTube.
No, I think some of the stuff's still there according to him, but definitely you can find it on Spotify if I had to. Really had to suggest.
Joe Rogan with Tim Pool and Jack Dorsey. It's a great episode. Joe and Tim do a really good job about kind of getting to the nitty gritty with Jack, and I always forget her name. I'm so sorry. I just call her his head of HR, or PR relations.
Didn't you say she was a thunder cunt?
Oh herself? Yeah, she was a complete thunder cunt, but I feel bad because she, I think she was Middle Eastern. She had a really Middle Eastern name, and that's why I can't remember. I struggle with Middle Eastern names. I'm sorry.
But so. Yeah, but so what is it? You said that they're baffled. Like what do they do? Are they acting so oddly profounded? Like
so one of the big things that Tim kind of called Jack on is that social media and Twitter in general, their policy towards, they talk about how they are basically nonpartisan and stuff like that, or they're bipartisan. But then Tim Pool brings up their misgendering policy. And you discriminate against conservatives by banning conservatives who, don't believe in, trans issues or transitioning people. That's technically, he used this example of, because they don't believe that people can change their, sex. That means you're discriminating against what they believe, so therefore you do have a bias against conservatives. Because you will ban them if they even say a man is a man and a woman is a woman.
Which is interesting because I'm surprised a lot of people that I follow haven't had their Twitters taken away from them.
Well, something else I think someone else talked about is they nitpick which people, because they still need boogeymen. They need bad guys to point fingers to, but they want to pick which ones. They want to have the ones that are almost milquetoast to them. That's why Richard Spencer is still allowed on freaking Twitter. For those of you who don't know, Richard Spencer is an asshole. He is what is truly a white supremacist.
Oh, great. All right. So it's just a way to let. I don't know. It's like the forest is on fire, but it's like, look, we'll put out some of it, but we'll keep some of it burning, just so that way people know, hey, there is a forest fire problem.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the best way I can.
That's actually a pretty good analogy. That is, they want to nitpick which people are the boogeymen, because those are the people that they can handle.
Okay. All right. Because they are following what they're stating. It's like, oh, look at this guy. He's so Can you imagine that? Some guy just wearing his little stupid swastika necklace and his little KKK hat, and he's just probably thinking to himself like, "Wow, I've made it this long, so I'm just gonna keep going." And he has that immunity. That's so annoying.
It is.
That
really
is
annoying.
so annoying.
So, speaking of YouTube as well, we're gonna be doing a short episode today, people. So I apologize, but so we're gonna kind of rapid fire through some of these articles.
Right,
so
right.
YouTube showing monetized ads on they're showing ads on non-monetized channels. So basically, YouTube's gonna still make money off your content, even if you do not.
Which is, like I said, like, what? Are you kidding me? Like, look, don't get me. Look, I wouldn't do it. I'm not gonna do it. Like I said, YouTube, True Colors, I would never do it anymore. But it's like, people do want to do it, which is kind of sad because I think there's some. It could be a false statistic where it's like, what, 30% of millennials or what 30% of Gen Z stated when they grow up they want to be YouTubers, and it's kind of just like I don't know, man. It's like, but no, that's like when they're teenagers and they think to themselves like, oh well, no, I don't want to do anything. I just want to YouTube, and that's it. And I'm like, dude, what if an EMP happens? Like, your career's done for.
It really is. But I've been trying to do YouTube for almost 10 years now.
Yeah, right.
I'm sad.
No, but it's like, but even still, it's like really, let's give them the benefit of like dreamers. All right.
Yeah.
Let's give them that title for now. They're like, I want to make it big in the YouTube world, and I want to be able to do this to where I'm making money and this and that, and just live their dream life. And it's like, because who wouldn't want to agree that if I had to basically make movies for a living and it was something that I enjoyed doing and I didn't have to actually do physical labor or hard work or go to a job where my boss is an asshole, it was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing that. But now it just makes it more difficult for them. It's like, no, we make the money, you just keep putting out content. I'm like,
yeah, it's crazy, especially because it sounds like they'll still put on ads that they deem were not ad friendly anyway. Is what I'm getting from that. So like channels that get demonetized, they'll still show ads on apparently.
Okay.
But they won't pay you for the ads. So yeah, it's kind of effed up. People are mad about it, but it's kind of old news. That was like 2 or 3 weeks ago that was announced.
Yeah, well, also it's just annoying because it's like, dude, you really think I want to watch ads while I'm watching my stuff?
No, nobody does. Like
exactly.
YouTube putting ads on was one of the worst things that ever happened, but you just kind of got used to it.
Right, because it's like you try to understand. It's like, okay, fine, people are trying to make money, like the big YouTubers that we already like.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, now what's up?
So this one.
This is funny.
This
is so funny.
Do you watch any live streamers at all?
Not really, but I don't know. It's like understanding. I don't know. It's like pardon the stereotype, but it's like a nerd that never plays football, but he hung around the jocks long enough to where he's like, I understand the premises. Same thing. I understand the premises of a Twitch streamer.
Yeah, unless you know what e-thought is too, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a Twitch streamer with tits that does nothing on stream except be pretty and beg for money.
Yeah, and apparently you can get banned for just doing that. I think
you'll get banned for like 24 hours. They actually love it because they make so much money off of it, but they have to make it look like they don't like it because it's just bad for their image. But you know what? Oh, people can use our stream for whatever we want. We'll go after them a little bit, but no, we're actually more about the hate speech.
Yeah.
We're about the hate speech.
Yeah.
Like the words simp, incel, and virgin.
Oh. Which is
so yeah. Twitch is now going to be banning the use of the words simp, incel, and virgin as part of the new harassment crackdown policy.
Which is basically all the people inside of an eThoughts comment feed.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Well, just like it's those words are used so much in the gaming community in general, and Twitch has constantly been trying to police like words used and stuff on their platform, and it's honestly it's made it an unsafe space for free. And I hate using that word, but it's made it an unsafe space for actual gamers, like hardcore gamers, and it's so funny because like they just have systematically been pushing out the people who built up Twitch from the beginning.
It's I don't know. That's just so dumb. like I don't know what to tell you. You silly dogs. Can you doggies
Alright,
go
go
away?
lay down, take it.
You're so cute.
Go lay down.
You're so cute, and I love you. I would simp for those dogs. I'd do anything for those dogs.
I simp for those dogs all the time.
but no, it's just dumb. It just goes into the world as far as like what is it? You know, the whole. What is this 2014 all over again? Where words are being banned left and right, and, you know, and people are bringing the term snowflake out there. I always thought the word snowflake was a little meh. I don't know why. I was just like, I don't know. I don't know. I like being creative with my insults for people. Snowflake didn't really seem like it, but it's just like as time has really kind of gone on, it's like.
It's actually funny. I used to work for Walmart and I was a manager, and I actually had a kid on my crew who was a fucking special snowflake.
Oh boy.
He was a total special snowflake, and I actually called him that. That was my nickname for him. Like until he started like getting his shit together, I called him Snowflake all the time.
I don't suppose we have time for you to describe his snowflakiness, do we?
It's been like 6 years, so I can't really remember everything about him. I just remember everybody hated this dude. He acted like he was God's gift to the world, and like, I'm so special. I do everything right, and everybody's beneath me. And but he was the worst member of the crew.
No, I don't know if that's just a snowflake. It just sounds like an entitled brat.
Yeah, he was. He was that too, and I also called him Ginger Snap because he was ginger.
That's nice. That's nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, no, that's just dumb. Banning the words simp, incel, and virgin, because it's just like
I can appreciate that they at least did incel and virgin too, in addition to simp, because it at least shows that they were trying to be like, you know, going for both sides. Because like usually people who I put it this way, people on the right will usually use the insult of simp, but people on the left will usually use the insult of incel. If that makes sense.
I think I can understand that. Either way, they're obviously these are words thrown at each other at a very particular group that you can imagine.
Oh yeah,
you know, like
Twitch did not really. It was such a stupid move for Twitch to do this right now, though, because they're already under flack for the DMCA policy changes.
What's the DMCA policy?
So basically, people always put like music in the background. Like we'll use like copyrighted music in the background of streams and stuff like that, or they'll watch like. Sometimes people will just react to like TV shows and stuff, and that's like all their content. Or like gamers will have like just music playing in the background, but now they can't.
That's basically, excuse me, it's basically just sounds like YouTube.
Yeah, but like Twitch was always really easy about that, like because it was live content, they really couldn't go after people for it, and it basically. Yeah, so that was always a part of Twitch for a long time. But now, they just changed it all of a sudden, and people were upset about it. Like,
well, I mean, yeah, it's like I don't know.
People were used to it for years, and then all of a sudden, without...
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Well, apparently they were just under a lot of pressure from, like, media companies to do it.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's
the rumor. In fact, there's a senator right now who's trying to push for... jail time for Twitch streamers who violate the rule.
Ooh, that is too much. That is too much. But either way, the word simp is the word simp is funny. I just want to get that out there.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a funny word. And then you find out just what it means. It's like
what else was there? So yeah, let's move on. We'll go into some actual news.
Okay, doggies, I love you, but you must go this way. You must go this way.
This is one that worries me, and this is
stop.
Again more of the hey, go lay down.
There, puppies.
Go lay down.
There ones, dude.
Go lay down. All right.
Good puppies.
Okay, here we go.
You can hear the sound of.
Going more, don't think we're really getting into news, because honestly, I can't keep track of stuff going on with the election right now.
There's too much. There's too much.
It's like every 6 hours there's something new popping up, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean now?
Right, I know. Do we even want to talk about the election? Like, because it's just so overwhelming. It's like
I kind of want to wait.
That's the best way that you describe it. It's like 6 hours later. Whoa, it's something good. And then 2 hours later, oh, it actually fell to the floor. And like,
I was going to this way. We'll summarize right now. I'll say it's looking very much like Biden's just gonna win.
Yeah, I know. I'm just trying. Again, I'll just wait till everything just passes through.
We'll probably go into more depth whenever the inauguration day is come and gone.
What is it? January 6th?
I think the 14th.
But I think they said something's happening January 6th. I forget when.
Yeah.
I forget what that day was about. But anyway, so Sony Funimation acquires anime streaming service Crunchyroll for $1 billion.
So
$175 million.
The number changes depending on what news that you use, but yes, for those of you who are anime fans like me and Kiefer here, Funimation bought Crunchyroll. Well, Sony bought Crunchyroll, which is very worrying to me.
Is it to you?
Yes. Monopolies always scare me.
Oh, okay.
And not only that, Funimation and Sony have proven in the last 2 years to really be about censorship. Sony moved their headquarters to America from Japan, and since then they've been heavily censoring anime games to the point where Japanese studios are not using Sony anymore. A lot of Japanese studios are switching from Sony to Xbox.
Ooh.
And if you don't know anything about that, that's huge because... Oh, and Nintendo. Because Nintendo apparently will allow more anime titty games than freaking Sony right now. Think about that. Nintendo will allow anime titty games and Sony won't.
Yahoo!
Yahoo! Dr. Mario's got a good side hustle going right now. Bio! Yes, I stole that joke from a freaking Game Theory. I'm unapologetically stealing that joke.
Oh man. But yeah, I can see your point. That's a problem.
Yeah. And plus, people at Funimation have been trying to dip their head into Japan to try to control the anime that's being produced.
I don't see that happening or going well. I don't know.
Well, no, it is happening. They're actually forming councils over there with the anime studios to be like, oh, hey, we think that these changes to these shows will be better for Western audiences, for everybody, for a more global.
Think they need to revisit.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like what you were saying earlier. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Right. I'm perfectly fine with the anime that I'm currently watching right now. But I don't know. Maybe if they just, who knows? If remember when this is months back when I told you about all these things that happened. When social justice issues start to arise in big brand name things, views and the money go down. When it happened in the NFL, views went down, ratings were at their worst, and little money. Same thing with NBA. When all that took place, people were just all like, all right, should have seen this coming, but no. I think this year was their worst ratings of all time.
Oh yeah.
And little tidbit things that I learned, for instance, Marvel Comics had hired a Muslim artist. It was either Marvel or DC. I can't remember.
I think I know what you're talking about. And then they made her.
But what she had done, she was making little subtle Easter eggs in the comics that were from the Quran, and they were anti-Semitic.
Oh.
And some of their viewers caught that, and it spread around. Next thing you know it, Marvel Comics started going down as well. So, just one of those things where if you introduce Nima, that's enough, so cute. Where it's like if you introduce enough of, if you push social justice agendas into certain aspects of big brand, big name things, the money will disappear. And I feel that this may happen to Funimation. And it's like,
well, they have
wake up call.
Well, they have been, like, especially because they let the voice actors kind of make changes to. They actually let the voice actors do a lot in the production of, like, switching over to English dubs, and there's particular names, particularly Jamie Markey and Monica Rial.
Bulma.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There have been apparently a few times where they have, like, changed and added, like, Western political humor or just Western politics into, like, the dubs.
Yeah.
Like, there's compilations on YouTube. Go search, like, anime, probably anime dub changes, cringe or something like that. Probably, or SJW cringe changes, and, like, you'll see it.
Okay. All right.
They're sneaky, though. They're sneaky because they'll do it to the show. They'll try to do it mostly to the shows they don't think will get too big.
But what happens when they get big?
Exactly. Speaking of SJWs ruining shit, though, did you watch Teen Titans as a kid?
I loved Teen Titans as a kid. I was at a friend's house, and her kid was wanting to watch some Teen Titans movie where it's Teen Titans Go versus the original Teen Titans. And I was like, I don't know what this is, but it's kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's like, I like it, but I don't like it because it's the original Teen Titans introduced. But anyway, so we see
This is
Starfire's daughter, apparently.
Yes. Okay. So you do know what this is.
I just read I just read the stuff up there, so I'm assuming.
First time I ever saw this image, I thought that was Raven at first, and I thought it was.
That's what I thought it was too. I'm just like, it's Raven and the Starfire. What's the big deal? And then I read it, and I was like, okay, so I'm assuming that Robin and Starfire, got together, and hey, they made a kid. It's a daughter, and she is goth as hell.
She is a pudgy goth GF. But, yeah, this book series apparently is getting so much flack right now.
Uh-huh.
It's a series targeted at young adults.
Okay.
And evidently it's a series about this girl who's apparently Starfire's daughter. I don't think we know the dad, but we know it's Starfire's daughter. And basically it's it's a self-insert for one, because she looks just like the author. For two... could you imagine this being Starfire's daughter, for one? For one thing, she has no powers, apparently.
That's
She's not a superhero, and it's all about, like, her living in her mother's shadow.
I mean...
And not being, like, a pretty girl and stuff like that, and I'm like... Oh.
Well, okay, let's be honest here, people. Like... How does it work in the comics? It was... What? Dick Grayson and Starfire... I'm pretty sure their love interest made it all the way to marriage, didn't it? I'm not too caught up with DC Comics.
Okay, so actually in the comics, which is funny, this is actually really funny. But yeah, look, there's the author right there in the bottom left corner right there.
She looks almost like an exact spitting image of...
Like, I love how there's a picture right. Yeah, it's literally neck and neck, like, together. It's the same. She put herself into the comics for some reason.
I don't know.
Apparently, if you criticize this book in any way, shape, or form, you will be attacked on. Social media. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's this popular YouTuber. She did this. She's like, she doesn't like the comic, but she was like, can we at least make it look like Starfire a little bit?
Right. She get any flack for that?
Yeah, she's been apparently. I listened to a podcast last night that she featured on. She's called That Star Wars Girl. I don't listen to her that often. She was on a podcast with the Critical Drinker, and apparently after she did this, she got super attacked. She was getting needlessly attacked for, like, you changed an artist's work. Oh my god, you bigot. How dare you?
Even though people do that all the time in the name of appreciation, or they're what about Sonic? Huh? Was that considered disrespecting the artist's work, or did we just all agree, hey, this is dumb. Don't do this to Sonic. Just make him more cartoonish. And what do we have here now?
Okay, so I forgot who it was, but apparently in the comics,
Starfire's sister?
no, Starfire and Robin do have a daughter. I think it's either Blackfire or it's probably Blackfire. Hold on. Or maybe no. That's
Blackfire kind of looks like her sister, but I could be wrong.
Let's see here. It was Nightfire. Maybe it was Nightfire. Yep, there she is, right there.
That's their daughter?
Yeah, this is in the comics already, so she does already exist. This is Dick Grayson and Starfire's daughter in the comics.
Okay. So that's...
Her name is Nightfire.
Alright. So we're looking at a daughter who, let me guess, has her mother's Tamaranian powers.
Well, yeah, look.
Yeah.
You can clearly tell it's because
Looks like she's fine.
she's flying, you can see the glowing green eyes, and then she has her father's hair. And, it looks like she's got a little bit of a tan to her, so, it makes sense.
Right.
It looks like a mix of Starfire and freaking...
I mean, I don't know what I don't know. The previous novel just seems like a... How can I put it? You're just basically trying to...
You're pandering.
You're pandering to people with successful moms. Like, that's the best way I can describe it. Because obviously, if you're a superhero and you're well known throughout the world as, hey, look at the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. No, it's Starfire. So I mean, hey, and then of course, your dad is the once Robin, now his own vigilante, Nightwing. I think that's always cool.
Yeah. He was also Batman for a little bit.
Yeah, Batman when Bruce Wayne needed a break. Which he would make a great Batman.
Apparently he did. Like, nobody knew the difference except for Damian.
Yeah, but still. Yeah. Are we going to be attacked if we criticize this whatever?
Well, probably. I don't give a shit, though.
Oh, sweet. In that case, yeah. You're just pandering towards the already victimized whole deal of, oh, well, women aren't, all this and that. Some of them, live under the shadows of their mothers and everything like that. It's like, well, when you don't give them their mother's biogenetic genes like that, you literally just turned them into a victim because you're the author and you can.
Well, here's my thing, too, is they think they're going to get a bunch of these young adult readers into comics through this. It's a part of this big initiative where they're trying to, like, at first there was, like, DC High or Gotham High, where there was a half-Asian Bruce Wayne who was in high school with all the characters from, like, the Gotham mythos and the Batman mythos were, like, in high school together.
Okay.
And, yeah.
No, I wouldn't feel that.
I mean, it was harmless. That one was harmless. This one's harmless too, but I think it's cringe. Like, both of them are just cringe.
Right, but also, like, I want to make something very clear. So, this is from the strength athlete perspective. Now, again, let's be honest here. Author, whose name I do not know, look at her daughter. It's like, look, I'm not trying to fat shame or anything like that, but look at the overall key characteristics. When your mom is, that a superpowered alien, and let's be honest, whatever your whole deal is with the don't know the dad, because again, we're trying to make this person into a victim.
The dad is obviously the Penguin.
Ha! 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 Someone call Danny DeVito.
Come get your kid, Danny.
Yeah, but anyway, is that a nose ring?
Yeah, like
Oh, of course it is. But anyway, it's like, look, when your mom is a superpowered alien who, by the way, probably has the metabolism of an eternal teenager, she's not gonna look like that. I'm not trying to fat shame. But again,
Yeah.
if also your dad is Dick Grayson, aka Nightwing, you really think he would let his children?
AKA the child of a family of gymnastics. Gymnasts.
Yeah, so it's like, again, I'm not trying to fat shame here, people. I'm just looking at the overall facts. You got a superpowered alien mom whose body is just, it's not gonna get overweight from pretty much anything. She would have to basically go on like the craziest binge ever. And again, with her dad being all like, "Yeah, we're gymnasts, and I am muscle. Like, even my organs work out."
I have a theory. I have a working theory here. She got this way because of Batman. Batman's a hard ass.
Mm-hmm.
But he also seems like the type of guy who would dote on his grandchild. And he considers Dick his adopted son. 100%.
Okay.
Rich grandpa spoiling your ass with whatever you want.
You still don't think that they would, he wouldn't be all like, again, super powered metabolism. But apparently she's just decided to, again, victimize her as far as like, nope, didn't get her mom's power, so now she has to live in her mom's shadow. It just seems like one.
Here's my thing too, though. They were discussing this on this podcast I was listening to last night. I forgot who it was. I forgot who ran the podcast. But superheroes are supposed to be people that you aspire to be. This is someone that they just tried to make that was quote unquote relatable. I mean, for maybe a small portion of people, yes, they might see themselves. But you're not supposed to look at superheroes and say that they look like me or that's who I am. You're supposed to look at superheroes as that is a paragon. That is what I should aspire to be.
Even though I'll never exactly.
I will never achieve that, but I should try my best to get to that.
Right. And wherever I end up for it, I'll be better off than I was beforehand.
Superheroes are supposed to inspire you to become a better person. I mean, the story here is probably be comfortable with who you are as a person, which isn't okay, but it doesn't really fit in the superhero type of stories, in my opinion.
Right.
Because superheroes, again, they're supposed to be paragons. They're supposed to be people that we look up to, that we aspire to be.
Precisely.
People that we can... Like, who aspires to be this?
The author.
Who says, looks at that and says, this is where I want to end up in life. This is where I want to stop being.
Right. I'm not... Hey, I'm all for thick thighs take lives. But... it's everything else that comes after it as far as, like, basically you just put Tara Strong's Raven impersonation and be all like, my mother has this overall optimism that just basically drives me insane. And it's like, how...
Alright. So I think we'll go into the last topic for today.
Yes. We got time for one more.
Yeah, we got time for one more. I think this will be the last topic for the day. It's more... politics related, so we can still call ourselves a political show and not just social commentary.
Oh, totally. And heads up, we hate this person.
Oh yeah,
so much. We hate this person.
Do you know? I have a theory though that I think she's probably gonna quit politics before the next election.
I hope so,
because she's got 2 more years. I think she's gotten kind of a taste of being an influencer from all the attention she's gotten from being a politician.
Mm-hmm.
And she's already said she doesn't see herself being in politics forever. And she wants to quit politics. She's already she's already said that. I think she's probably in the next 2 years going to become a influencer / streamer.
Well,
she's already set herself up. She's already got a following. She could probably she could probably just be an activist streamer and then probably still make more money than she's making as a congresswoman, and probably have more influence.
Yeah, buy her shirts, buy her stuff,
buy her $50 shirts.
Tax
the wealthy.
Tax the wealthy, even though it's the wealthy that can only afford this stuff.
Yeah, the wealthy pay more in taxes than everybody else combined.
Right.
They have said, I think it's 95% of tax revenue for the country comes from the wealthy.
Doesn't really aspire you to want to be much wealthier, does it?
Not
really. But anyway, so AOC loses bid for seat on House Energy and Commerce Committee. So let's expand that a little bit.
This is just hilarious to me that this is the seat she did not get.
Was this? I'm assuming this has everything to do with this Green New Deal she's trying to push for.
I don't know if she's even trying to push for the Green New Deal anymore. I think she's kind of let that ship sail, and she's trying to do more subtle approaches. But so yeah, she won. This is basically the committee for how we're coming up with green energies and like doing all that type of stuff. This is from the Gateway Pundit, which is a source I completely trust. She did lose to another Democrat named from her same city, so I mean, it's not too much of an improvement, probably.
But is that it, Kathleen Rice?
Yeah, Kathleen Rice is the person who beat her out behind the scenes for a week to secure one of the few open seats on this exclusive committee.
Am I allowed to say something racist?
Yeah, go. Oh, wait, what?
Am I allowed to say something racist?
Whisper in my ear and I'll tell you.
I wonder if fucking Marshall
Don't. just don't.
Sorry, I'm not trying to get us canceled.
Yeah, especially because YouTube's really attacking streamers right now.
I hope someone is just going. I hope it'd be great if someone just said, "That Beaner Schnitzel, what did he try to say?" But anyway,
yeah. So basically, yeah, there's not really much to this article. She just lost it, but I just find it so ironic because this is basically her thing, is basically A, pushing for like socialist programs, and B, pushing for freaking energy programs, and this is probably one of her last chances to get on something like this before her next. Well, she's up for re-election again up in 2022.
Nah,
I don't know.
Yeah, well, what was it? I don't think we tried talking about energy the last time, and a good way how it was broken down to me is because, they're trying to be more solar, and they're trying to do electricity and everything like that, and it's like, if we want to make these things, these batteries, per se, are made of lithium.
Mm-hmm.
What would we have to do to get to this lithium? We'd have to use a lot of other energy to keep mining. So,
I really think that the best compromise, and people will not, for some reason, the left will not go for this, is nuclear energy.
We also had this discussion as well, and I'm for it. I really am, because it's like
yes, nuclear energy is dangerous, but that's why we know the dangers of it, and plus there's been great leaps in the technology that processes it, and we even have developed more safe ways to dispose of nuclear waste.
Which is exactly what I was going to say. It's like, if you're an immature person, if you start a conversation with, it's 2020, but the only way how you're actually safe from that, from me labeling you an immature idiot, is by saying, it's 2020, guys, the technology of today, it's like, okay, now you're making sense and speaking my language.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, you're right. But also, I just think people are just, you're right. They know nuclear energy, but I think if you just try talking to, let's say, someone who gets scared easily, and they know their basic history as far as like, hey, what did we do to Japan in World War II?
Well, not only that, they'll bring up like Fukushima and Chernobyl.
Ooh.
Fukushima, though, was a freaking tidal wave.
That was yeah, that is true.
Or a tsunami. That was a tsunami.
That was a natural disaster. Yes. So that doesn't even count. Like, really, anything else could have gone wrong with a tsunami.
Yeah,
like,
it was running fine, and it was in perfect order before the tsunami.
Exactly.
Like, you can't account for a natural disaster. I mean, natural disaster is going to screw everything up.
Precisely. Now, Chernobyl, yes, that place won't be inhabitable for another.
Actually, I think
years?
It's starting to be. No, I heard it was only 50.
Oh, okay.
I actually heard that people are starting to try like plant crops and stuff there now again. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on this, but I thought I heard that they're trying to see if they can start inhabiting it again.
Yeah, well, even so, I think people just get scared. when I just hear that.
Well,
they're just all like, "Whoa, well, what if?" And I'm like, "I don't know." That's
we plan around that. Like, for instance, we only put plants away from like big areas of civilization, and we just run pipelines for the energy. Like, we got a lot of open deserts in like New Mexico and Arizona that we could probably operate a plant and it not be near a single living human being besides people who will be working in the plant itself.
Right. And I'm pretty sure they would be doing everything they possibly could to have emergency backup so that way people on staff don't die should there be a what if.
Yeah, what if? And plus then that area, like, especially if we do it in the deserts, I don't know like logistics. Sure. I don't know if you need. I thought I heard maybe you need to be near bodies of water for a plant to run, but still, you could plan ahead. There's plenty of places like near bodies of water that don't have people near them.
Oh yeah, but like I said, it's a long shot just merely because you're right. People are scared of it, and it's like and on all these other deals that they want to do as far as like different energy programs, it's like, we hear you, it's a good idea, but I think they're missing the actual process of what that takes. Like I said, you want to go electric, you want to do electric cars, you want lithium batteries. Well, guess what? We have to mine more for lithium.
Well, it's not only that, like solar and wind power has proven to where it cannot operate on the same scale as just natural oil or nuclear energy. Nuclear energy actually operates better and burns cleaner than freaking oil. So I find it's the best compromise because solar and wind just have not reached the point to where like you could not operate a city like, let's say, San Francisco on solar farm. You could not. You couldn't even operate St. Louis. They're trying in California and they're prone to rampant blackouts for days.
Oh boy.
So
which Newsom ain't doing anything about. That's great.
Fuck Newsom.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so we are reaching to the
end of the show.
Yeah, so I just want to throw out a couple of funny things out there, just to leave us off on some humorous notes, folks. It's Christmas time, so what's happening around? What's happening around this time? Christmas is no longer being threatened by the Grinch; it's being threatened by left. So, what
else is new?
Yeah, so anyone else come across the Santa who denied the child a Nerf gun? He just wanted a Nerf gun. He didn't say he wanted a gun. He wanted a Nerf gun. And the Santa was just like, no guns.
Wait, what?
Oh yeah. And the child is just like in shock. Or it's like, wait, what? You're Santa. You're supposed to say yes to my toy. And it's the way how he said it. He's just, it's like he's talking to his dad. And he's like, no guns. And then he tries to get back in a Santa character where it's like, well, we have all these other, we have Legos and we have this, we have all these other toys. The kid starts crying. I forget who did it, but eventually, more than a Nerf gun, he got like a BB gun type of thing. So it's like, what I say earlier, when you introduce that sort of thing into big name thing, you try to introduce it into Christmas, it's going to backfire. And it's going to backfire hard.
Even countries that don't allow, like, personal firearms, like, they're not even like that with, like, Nerf guns and stuff. That's, like...
It's a child's toy.
It's a child's toy. You can separate the... guns are kind of cool. They're kind of cool. So, toy guns, so kids like toy guns.
Right. It's like, what's the worst it's going to do? It's annoy you.
Poke an eye out, maybe? That's it?
Yeah, maybe. But it's like, those things just go so slow, you could easily just close your eyelid in. And it's like, you little shit. But no, for real. But again, and now people are upset about Christmas lights and how the colored ones are like, it's either white lights or colored lights, and it talks about like inclusiveness or something like that, and just reminds them of all. So a neighbor put that up on someone's door or something, and it just backfired horribly. They ended up putting up more lights where it's like, here's a great idea, mind your own fucking business. Yeah,
seriously, just mind your own goddamn business. Did you hear about you know who Gretchen Whitmer is, right?
Yeah, the governor of Wisconsin, isn't it?
It's either Michigan or I think it's Michigan.
Maybe Michigan. Yeah,
the woman who like everybody hates right now.
Uh-huh.
She did a Zoom call with, I guess, a bunch of random kids, like school kids,
Oh, yeah,
and
I
had
heard
Santa on,
heard
and
a little
had
about
Santa
that.
say, she like had Santa say, "Listen to your governor, kids. Do what she tells you."
Yep.
It was
Don't
bad.
like that.
All right.
Don't like that at all.
So I think we are wrapping up to the end of the show.
Yep.
Thank you all so much for watching the Meat and Potatoes podcast. Of course, you can find us on social media as always. I'm Meaty-Boi, and this is Lord Tato.
I'm Dead Weightlifter on Instagram.
Yes.
That's the only thing I do. I'm never on Twitter because I can't stand the incels.
Yes. You'll find me, Meaty-Boi, on Twitter, and you'll also find, I think I'm on Parler too. I did make a Parler.
Nice.
And we also do have a Patreon for the channel. We are going to probably only switch to YouTube only for a little while. I'll probably have a backlog that I will upload to Spotify and just all the other podcast platforms later on. I'm just having issues with software right now. But yeah, stay tuned next week for our next episode, probably around the same time. Same time?
Same time? Yeah, around the same time.
Follow me on Twitter for updates. Thank you so much for watching. You have a great day.
Booyah! That was so structured. Like, we need